Good morning, afternoon, or evening from whenever or wherever you are watching this video from. I am Jack Adamas back with my Premier League football predictions, episode 6, game week 6. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into this week's video, please do like, share, and subscribe. We start game week 6 with the half-12 early kickoff on Saturday as Newcastle host Man City. Now, Newcastle do come into this game after losing for the first time this season last weekend, although they are unbeaten in their last 10 home matches at St James's Park with 6 wins and 4 draws in that time. City do look like they're going to miss Rodri now for the rest of the season, which is going to be a massive miss for them in the middle of the park, but I am with the majority of people here. I am going for a Man City win in a hard-fought 2-1 victory. Starting the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we have Arsenal at home to Leicester. Now, like I already stated, Arsenal were part of that fiery game against Man City last weekend, where, to be fair, you have to feel for them a little bit. After they defended so well for that whole second half with 10 men, they conceded a 98th minute equaliser, which must have been deflating for them. So how will they bounce back in this one? Leicester fans are growing frustrated with Steve Cooper. Now, I do believe that is an unfair judgment, as okay, they aren't winning games, but every game I've watched them so far this season, they've been in the game to the final whistle and they've given it a good shot. I don't believe you can also judge him on this game because they are coming up against a dominant Arsenal team here. All figures are pointing to an Arsenal win here, and like I said already, they will be seeking revenge this weekend. Leicester have only beaten them once on home soil since 1973, and Arsenal do boost a good record against newly promoted teams. They are unbeaten in their last 39 matches against newly promoted teams, with 35 of those being wins as well. I do see Arsenal winning here, and I see it being a big scoreline. I think they're winning an emphatic 4-0 victory. Next, we have Brentford at home to West Ham. Now, Brentford come into this game with 2 wins and 3 losses so far this season. And to be honest, to me, they don't look as impressive as they have in previous seasons. Although they do boost a good home record against West Ham, they have beaten them in 3 of the last 4 games they played them. It's another weekend, another London derby for West Ham. This is their 4th out of 6 games so far this season. And their performances of late have caused question marks of the appointment of Lopetegui. Brentford haven't kept a clean sheet so far this season, and 4 out of their 5 games have produced over 2.5 goals. And the last 7 head-to-heads between these two sides has seen either side win, but I think it'll be different this time round. I can see this one finishing in a 2-2 draw. Staying in West London, we have Chelsea at home to Brighton. Now, Chelsea are finally showing the signs of what the club has been trying to put together over the last 3 seasons. They are averaging 2 points per game so far this season. However, they have a tough test ahead of them tomorrow. Brighton are still unbeaten this season, and after winning their first 2 games, they have had to settle for draws in their last 3. And although they do boost a poor record away from home, winning only 2 of their last 50 matches, they have only lost 1 of their last 4 visits to Stamford Bridge, with the honours being shared in that time, both teams getting 1 win and 2 draws, although that loss did come last season. The majority of fans will be going for a Chelsea win here, but I believe that Brighton will nick it here. I reckon Brighton will win this one 2-1. Next, we have Everton at home to Crystal Palace, and is someone's O going to go in a good way though this time, as coming into this we have 2 of the 6 teams without a win still in the Premier League this season. Everton haven't started this season very well. They have conceded 14 goals in their 5 league matches so far this season, but they do boost a good record against Crystal Palace. They are unbeaten against them in their last 7 matches against them. Crystal Palace, after losing their first 2 games of the season, have found themselves now with 2 wins and 3 draws in all competitions. Obviously, though, those 3 draws did come in the Premier League, and if they do draw here, it'll be the first time since October 2021 that they have drawn 4 league games in a row. I do believe we will get a winner here, and with Crystal Palace playing their first game of the season, home or away outside of London, I do believe that Everton will secure the win here in a 1-0 victory. And the last 3 o'clock kickoff sees Nottingham Forest hosting Fulham. Now, it is early doors, but so far this season, Nottingham Forest have been a surprise package. They are undefeated in their first 5 games. However, with that being said, both their home games have finished in 1-1 draws. Fulham have picked up some form after losing on the opening day of the season. They have 2 wins and 2 draws to their name. They do boost a healthy head-to-head record against Nottingham Forest as well. They have won 8 out of the last 11 games, and they have won 4 of their last 5 visits to the City ground. With Morgan Gibbs-White missing this game through suspension, he will be a massive miss for the home side, and I think Fulham will capitalise on that, making Nottingham Forest suffer their first defeat of the season in a 2-1 away Fulham win. And the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday sees Wolves at home to Liverpool. Now, Wolves currently sit bottom of the Premier League table and are still winners this season. However, like I've already stated, the fixture list has been very unfair to them. Come full time, they would have played 50% of their games so far this season against last season's top 4. Liverpool, on the contrast, have started off this season very well. They have only conceded 1 goal in their first 5 games. That goal did actually come in a 1-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, though. They do dominate Wolves, though, in the head-to-head. They have only lost 1 of their last 13 head-to-head matches against them, keeping 8 clean sheets in those games as well. I think the inevitable will happen here, and I can see history repeating itself, as I can see them keeping a clean sheet, Liverpool, in a 2-0 win. Moving on to Super Sunday at 2 p.m, we have Ipswich at home to Aston Villa. Now, Ipswich have a tough test on their hands this weekend, and if they fail to win, it'll be 7 games without a win, which means it'll be the first time in 3 years that they've gone winless in 7 matches in a row. Aston Villa come into this game as heavy favourites, and rightfully so. They have started off the season very well. However, they do need to work on the defence, as they've only kept 1 clean sheet so far this season in all competitions. 6 of Aston Villa's last 7 games have produced over 2.5 goals. I believe that'll be the same here, as I can see them winning here 3-1. And at 4:30 on Sunday, it is game of the weekend. It is Manchester United at home to Tottenham. Now, Manchester United fan base are growing impatient with Ten Hag after they drew with FC20 on Wednesday, and they currently sit on 11th in the Premier League, which is just not good enough for Manchester United. They have been playing better this season performance-wise, though. They just can't find the back of the net. I mean, in their last 2 matches, they've had 33 shots, and only one of them has found the back of the net. Tottenham come into this, though, in a similar situation with their fans starting to question their manager. They have won their last 3 games in a row, though, in all competitions, albeit they should have won those games on paper. This really is a flip of a coin game. Spurs are unbeaten against Manchester United in their last 3 games, but with that being said, Manchester United are 1 win away from equaling the head-to-head home record of beating a single opponent. I do think Spurs have the momentum going into this game, though, and for that reason, I'm going for a Spurs 2-1 win. And to round out game week 6 at 8 p.m. on Monday, we have the South Coast derby between Bournemouth and Southampton. Now, Bournemouth are yet to win at home this season, but with Southampton being winless in all of their games so far this season, Bournemouth will definitely be going into this one looking to get the W here. Southampton will come here looking to repeat their last 3 visits to the Vitality Stadium, where they've won their last 3 visits here and kept 3 clean sheets as well. Southampton will come here thinking they can win this game, and Bournemouth will think they can win this game, so I am expecting a very attacking game in this one. I do think Bournemouth will get the better of Southampton, though, with Evan Nilsson bagging his first goal for the club in a 2-0 home victory. And for my extra game this weekend, it is the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday in the Bundesliga. It is Bayern Munich at home to Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Bayern Munich have started life under company very well. They are averaging 5 goals per game in their 5 games they've played so far this season in all competitions. Bayer Leverkusen are also in a similar boat. They are averaging around 3.7 goals per game this season. This is going to be a wild game with bags of goals, and I'm going to go for a Bayern Munich 3-2 win here. Thank you very much if you are still here at the end of my video. I really do appreciate the love and support I've been getting from you guys. Please do continue to like, share, follow, but most importantly, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Stay tuned next week for episode 2 of the Bottom 14. And remember, if you don't shoot, you can't score. Bye guys, have a good weekend.